Straight ahead on CitySpan, we are on location at historic Grayson Stadium to bring you a little history, modern amenities, and of course we'll do our best to go bananas. But the news, information, and entertainment doesn't stop there. A bird's eye view of the Canal District and a full update on the flight ahead. Parking does matter. We will tell you what's next regarding the planned changes downtown. Talking about changes, the city is in the midst of a major strategic initiative. Savannah Forward is in our view. Rolling Thunder, Tompkins Center, and another visit to the Hall of Fame. It is a jam-packed show straight ahead on CitySpan. And welcome to CitySpan on location at historic Grayson Stadium, home of baseball and football for nearly a century. I'm your host, Ken Slatz. We will go in depth about this facility, which one local historian calls part of Mozart's masterpiece in Daffin Park. That'll be later on in the show. The news directly affecting you first. Perhaps the biggest project the city is taking on in our generation, the building of a new arena and canal district on Savannah's west side. When all is said and done, this could be a $200 million project.
It's exciting to think about a project at this scale.
Christian Sotil and his team are challenged with bringing the pieces together. The urban designers tasked with the four-part project.
This building provides identity for the heart of the district where the new arena will be. The second piece are the canals themselves that come through the district, just north of the arena. That's a 55-acre park right in the heart of the city, connecting neighborhoods. That's a major opportunity to add public space. And then the fourth part will be the streets that connect it all together, that they are added with an eye toward pedestrian comfort, safety.
It's always the public space that drives it. When you think about Resaca's Plaza and what it did for River Street, the dramatic change that came over all those buildings.
The anchor building here in the Canal District will be the new arena, but its uniqueness will be blended into the Waterworks building, built in 1893. It's been out of operation for 77 years.
It's a building that we have admired for many, many years, knowing that it's one of the last great unrestored buildings in the city. It's a building on the scale of the old city market in Ellis Square that was built in the 1870s. Grand civic architecture built with a civic purpose.
The Waterworks building will be the southwest cornerstone of the Canal District. But the key term here is civic purpose, and it emanates across the entire project.
That's something that was very important that we get done as we move forward with the arena. It's got to fit into a master plan. I think that's the future expansion of the city of Savannah will be west. That canal is the perfect centerpiece along with the arena to start that plan.
As urban designers, we always come back to this idea that public space drives private development.
But it's a plan for the future and the west side, and I think you will see downtown and historic growth heading that way once we get this master plan in place. It's pretty exciting.
So what's in store for the Civic Center, built in 1974? This multi-purpose facility is in need of an upgrade. The cost to maintain the building continues to rise.
Just for the capital improvements alone, you know, we have to keep the building going, and to keep the building going, you have to keep HVAC systems up, you have to keep generators up, you have to provide modern lighting. Our portable seating in the arena alone is a very big expense. They don't even make seating like that anymore. So we are piecing together chair backs, chair fronts. Do we need to bring concerts here or not bring concerts here? Those are quality of life issues. And all we're doing is sending revenue outside of Savannah when we don't have a facility like that. I think over the years we'd be very disappointed if we didn't build a new arena.
Everybody knows it's tough to find a place to park in the downtown historic district. Spots are at a premium, and the plan in place hasn't changed for years, until now.
On-street parking has not been raised in well over 10 years.
But that'll change in January. Last month, Savannah City Council voted to approve a new parking plan for downtown. Highlights include the elimination of time limits in most areas, rates of $1 to $2 per hour depending on the location, extension of weekday enforcement to 8 p.m., and charging for parking on Saturdays between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Parking will remain free on Sundays.
Pricing is meant to help to create turnover. So one of the other things that we're doing is we're getting rid of time zones. So I don't care how long you park in a space anymore. But if I can't create turnover on time, my only option left is price. So we're raising the prices in some areas to create the turnover that we need.
After hearing concerns from the community, Council modified the plan to only include the area north of Liberty Street. With the revised plan in place, the city is moving forward with the next step, replacing more than 2,000 single-head meters with multi-space meters that will accept debit, credit, and smart cards.
We are now waiting on taking order of some 250 parking meters. They'll be delivered over the next 16 weeks, and they'll go out on the street in waves of about 50.
The technology extends beyond the new meters. Starting sometime this summer, downtown parkers will also be able to take advantage of a new parking app.
It's a very basic app. You go to the space, you look up the space number, you put that in. It requires you to have an account first so that it knows payment, but you put the space number in, it pays via the machine instead of you having to physically go up to it.
Before the new rates and enforcement times go into effect, alternative parking spaces for downtown workers and city vehicles will be identified. Staff is also working with Chatham Area Transit to simplify the shuttle routes to provide more timely and convenient service.
There would be an east-west, north-south route. The one just extends Whitaker to Drayton from Bryan down to Forsyth Park, and then another would extend east-west using primarily Congress and Liberty. If you walk up to a stop, you just shouldn't wait more than 10 to 12 minutes. If that's the expectation, then what will usually happen is usage will increase because people will know, well, no matter what time I walk there, as long as I'm using it during a time when it's in operation, I'm not going to wait that long.
As approved, the parking plan also includes an expanded bike share program and additional biking infrastructure.
We're not trying to get, someone living all the way out in Windsor Forest to bike all the way downtown. But we do know that we can get folks in places like Gordonston, Baldwin Park, Metropolitan, Thomas Square, all of those areas that extend down to Duran to at least give more consideration if we had the infrastructure.
The benefits of the new plan go beyond the convenience and technology. Your chance of getting a parking ticket should go down.
We expect to write probably a third to a half of the number of tickets we're writing now. Because we're taking away the two biggest reasons why people get tickets, which is overtime at a meter, well, we're not going to regulate time anymore, and unable to find the cash or coinage required for the meter. Well, we won't have those types of meters anymore.
Areas south of Liberty Street can expect to see similar changes within the next 2 years. Reporting for CitySpan, I'm Saja Hours.
Now, the other hot topic in the downtown historic district deals with, well, what else but heat. Last month, City Council voted to revise the city's horse and carriage ordinance to help protect the horses during Savannah's hot and steamy summers. But it's not just for the horses. These changes will ensure the safety of pedestrians and motorists as well.
Over the last 2 years, the city has been working with the horse and carriage industry, animal advocates, members of the Tourism Advisory Committee, and large equine vets to revisit the horse and carriage ordinance and make revisions to it. Substantial revisions have been made to improve the care for the animals as well as protect the safety of our citizenry.
Under the revised ordinance, horse-drawn carriage tours cannot operate when the temperature exceeds 95 degrees or when the heat index reaches 110. This addition, along with other changes, will help protect the horses' health and safety.
Other provisions that we've added to the ordinance have to do with requiring a biannual certificate of serviceability for the animal to ensure that it's actually serviceable to do tours. We also added language to make sure that the companies have an individual on staff that can respond to equine health issues if they do arise.
Other changes include accidents requiring a police report must be reported to the tourism director within 24 hours. Issuance of commercial decals are now tied to annual vehicle inspections. Horse and carriages cannot be left unattended at stands. Horses cannot be separated from the carriage except during an emergency. A structured training program for the tour guide driving the carriage and horse. Companies whose operators receive 5 or more citations within a 30-day period will be subject to fines ranging from $500 to $1,000. Well, the city and the horse-drawn carriage operators worked for 2 years to come up with the changes. It is the first revision to the ordinance since it was created way back in 1977. The city is in the process of embarking on a journey that'll shape the future of Savannah, a much-needed long-term plan.
A plan on a bookshelf in somebody's office does us no good, which is why we've instituted some very, very clear timelines. Again, not only to institute the plan, but then to institute the objectives, the tactics by which we get the strategic plan done.
It's a plan with a price. It's called Savannah Forward, being put together by a company called Managing Results, approved by council in March of this year at a cost of just under $104,000. The goal? Put together a citywide comprehensive strategic plan.
A strategic plan just can't focus on one part or another part. It has to focus on everything. And you know, so much of what we hear is really about the historic nature and the beauty of that area that, again, as folks coming in and leaving, you see the most. But we really have to make sure that this city strategic plan that the mayor and the council will create is a city plan and representative of the city as a whole and where the city wants to go over the next 2 to 5 years.
Him and his team will put all of this information together, and they're going to present it to the council, the mayor, and the city manager for them to, and it's going to be a very challenging job, but to establish the priorities for the entire city.
What are those common themes? What are those common concerns and or thoughts about the future that we're hearing from the community? And then that's the information that the council can use to say, hey, looking ahead, here's what's most important for the city of Savannah.
Stevens and his company have worked on plans with 70 federal, state, and local agencies, including the cities of Nashville, Key Biscayne, and Washington, D.C. Working to gather the community input, compile the data, submit to council, and begin implementing is a 6-month process, but could reap decades-long results.
It is impossible to be able to develop a plan that goes into the future without including the future. Our plan is not for us. It is for our descendants. It's for our legacy. It's for our young people.
These are big city goals, and what we don't want to do is just create big goals with no way to implement them. So really creating a plan of implementation that your departments can collaborate with each other to make happen for the community.
5 top priorities, and then that's what we're, as a city government, that's what we're going to address and focus on.
The city's full focus should be approved by council, and that'll take place in August. Over the years, Grayson Stadium has gone through, well, several renovations. The latest coming right now. It's the ABR Stadium Club overlooking the third base side. These private air-conditioned glass enclosures include private restrooms, a full bar, and a catered buffet each night. It is all part of expanding the opportunities for baseball fans to mix and mingle in a, well, luxurious setting. It also allows for year-round events to take place at the ballpark. There's also an exclusive outdoor seating area within the ABR Stadium Club.
You know, a lot of people like the luxury suites idea, but you can only fit 8 or 10 or 12 people in those luxury suites. So this is going to allow 90 to 100 people to be in there, mix and mingle, and really give that community feel so they're not isolated from the rest of the ballpark. They also have the opportunity to use it in the off season, which is a really cool amenity here, to come to Grayson Stadium and have a meeting, have a party, have a sales meeting, something like that for the businesses to be able to use here year round.
For information on the ABR Stadium Club, head on over to the Savannah Bananas website, thesavannahbananas.com/ABR Stadium Club. More to come, including the deep history of this very ballpark and a chat with the top potassium person. Savannah Bananas owner Jesse Cole stops by to chat. Plus news from outside the ballpark, pro soccer next door, Tompkins Center opening after a major renovation, and plenty of news from our friends over at Savannah Fire and Emergency Services, including a top-notch training center opening. But straight ahead, Operation Rolling Thunder. Time to crack down to traffic violators. That's next on City Span. We live in a fast-paced world, so keep up with your local news, information, and happenings around town with the City of Savannah. Updates, tidbits, and breaking news. The City of Savannah on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We give it to you straight, complemented by a library of videos both on Facebook and YouTube. Informing the public, celebrating milestones, introducing you to the people of our town. The City of Savannah, using social media to be at your service. And welcome back. Our on-location special of City Span continues right here in historic Grayson Stadium, home of baseball for nearly a century now. In 7 minutes, we'll take an in-depth historical look at the ballpark. But we want to first turn to traffic, more specifically a binge to enforce the rules already in place. That's where Operation Rolling Thunder comes in.
You can't send it strong enough.
That's the emphasis of the message being sent by local and state law enforcement officers. The message itself?
We need for you not to be driving impaired. We need for you to understand what a designated driver is. That's not a person drinking less than others. Let's keep our community safe. Help us. And if you're not going to help us, then you're going to end up in the rear of one of those patrol cars and in the Chatham County Jail.
We have a lot of people who think you can do just about anything you want to do, and they don't think about the fact they're putting people's lives in danger when they do that. This brings an awful lot of help.
That help comes in the form of a grant called HEAT, Highway Enforcement of Aggressive Traffic. Now that's just a piece of Operation Rolling Thunder.
The Governor's Office of Highway Safety is trying to reduce fatalities and crashes all over the state. With this extra personnel, we can actually impact our speeding, our DUI drivers, our impaired drivers.
Designated driver, know how you're going to get home, do the right thing, and stay off the roads of this state.
There's no reason for someone to be on the road impaired, under the influence. There's no excuse at all.
Keep one thing in mind that Harris Blackwood said. They made 90-something stops yesterday, and they got 71 child safety restraint violations. We have too many people riding around not making sure their children are safe.
So the traffic problems and issues are many, but the goal is pretty simple: reduce fatalities, injuries, and dangerous driving activity. After just the very first weekend of Operation Rolling Thunder, more than 900 citations and 400 warnings were issued. 41 DUIs, 249 speeding tickets. The full program led to 7 fugitive arrests, 6 felony arrests, and 14 drug arrests. Rolling Thunder will work in part throughout the entire summer. Savannah Fire and Emergency Services recently held 2 significant events to showcase facility upgrades. These improvements will aid firefighters and enhance the department's service to the citizens of Savannah.
Training, equipment, and facilities, the trifecta of what separates the good from the great. Savannah Fire continues its path to greatness with the opening of a new training facility. The 8,700 square foot facility boasts expandable classrooms and a professional development library. It will also house driver simulators to train not only firefighters but other city employees. The new facility consolidates the department's training resources in one area, and Fire Chief Charles Middleton says it's a permanent place that increases efficiencies and represents the level of service the department provides.
For years and years and years, we provided the same level of service out of a double-wide trailer that was, as Mark said, was sitting somewhere in the same area. We didn't have the ability to, in my view, train as well as we should have because we just didn't have the resources. So can you imagine how great the training and the response and service levels will be when we have a facility that can actually support the things that we do? We've been known to beg, borrow, and steal, and that's what we've been doing for years and years, and this facility here gives us the ability not to do that anymore.
The $1.9 million cost of the facility was funded through the 1-cent special purpose local option sales tax.
We kept talking about that 1 penny and what difference it makes. And this is an example of that 1 penny and the fact that most of the money comes from people who visit our community. We appreciate the ratings that our fire department has. We appreciate the leadership that is here in front of us and also out in the field. And we as citizens thank you every day for what you do.
The training prepares firefighters to take care of us, and just as importantly, if not more importantly, it helps prepare them to go home to their families when the day is over.
Recruit Class 2017-01 is the first Academy class to utilize the new training facility.
1, 2, 3.
Chief Middleton and city leaders broke ground for a new Sweetwater fire station in the city's southwest quadrant. The new station will replace a temporary facility the department has used for many years. It's modeled after the Bradley Point Fire Station and is also funded through SPLOST.
This is a great improvement, and it signifies so much as well. What you see here is over $2.6 million in public investment, which is a lot of pennies that came from that SPLOST right there.
The new fire station should be completed within a year.
In other fire department news, Chief Charles Middleton recently recognized the outstanding work of 3 of the department firefighters. Captain Ira Harper was named the department's Fire Officer of the Year. Harper is a 25-year veteran of Savannah Fire and fire officer for the past 13 years. He currently serves in an interim battalion chief position. Harper is a health and safety officer with technician level certifications in various technical rescue disciplines. He also serves for several years as the department's fleet coordinator and was an essential contributor to the department's process of achieving accreditation and the ISO 1 classification. Master Firefighter Brian Smith is Savannah Fire's Firefighter of the Year. Smith is assigned to Rescue 2. He is a safety officer and is certified as boat crew member. He is part of the accreditation review team for technical rescue and department operations. He's also worked with program managers at the battalion chief level to develop performance indicators that help Savannah Fire achieve accredited agency status with the Commission on Fire Accreditation International. Advanced firefighter Scott Boudreau was recognized as the department's Rookie Firefighter of the Year. Boudreau is a graduate of Savannah Fire's Recruit Class 2015-01. During recruit training, he earned certifications as Firefighter 2 and Hazmat Operations. Since graduating Recruit Class, Boudreau has completed assignments with Truck 2, Engine 3, and Engine 15. He's currently assigned to Engine 10. He has earned certifications as Hazmat Technician and Rope Technician and is currently working on Swift Water Rescue certification. Congrats to all of these outstanding Savannah firefighters.
3, 2, 1.
Well, there's an example of SPLOST dollars going directly to Savannah's citizens. We brought you stories on the progress of the renovations and additions to the Tompkins Center. Now we can say it is done. A facility with a fully refurbished gym, state-of-the-art kitchen, computer room, game room, workout room, and spacious bathrooms. The Tompkins Regional Community Center is in the heart of the Kyler Brownville neighborhood.
It's really a great opportunity because it also changes the way that we look at leisure services for our community. Everybody doesn't play basketball. Other people want to do other things. And in this facility, not only will you have it for the athletes for basketball, those who want to swim, but you have a variety of technological advances in here.
As you guys know, children are a focus of our community because we're trying to do positive influencing, not negative influencing. Facilities like this make that happen, help to make that happen. This will be a place where kids can come in and feel safe.
You deserve this. We know that partnership works, and we know that SPLOST works.
The pool area has been already updated and ready for Savannah swimmers. The full cost of the project just under $3 million. With easy access to computers and smartphones, banking and bill paying has never been easier. Richard Reeve of Consumer Credit Counseling Service of Savannah has some easy tips to get you online in this month's Bank on This.
Mobile banking has become a popular and convenient way to use your bank account. Many local banks offer mobile access through their website or their app. You can use these apps for paying bills, making mobile deposits, and locating ATMs. You can pay almost any bill online through online bill pay or making auto payments. Banks will often allow you to connect your service provider's account number so that you can pay your bills electronically. This method makes the process fast and is completely free. You can set up recurring payments and due date reminders. Some apps will allow you to deposit checks through mobile deposit. You use the app to take a photo of both sides of the check, and then the bank deposits it as if you used an ATM or a bank teller. Be sure to then write void on the check to help you remember that you already deposited. Banking apps can also help you find the closest ATM and help you avoid out-of-network fees. These apps will use your location to show you where the closest ATM is wherever you are. They can send texts with your current available balance and alert you when your balance has reached a certain point. Mobile banking can make banking convenient and save you money, so give it a try. Until next time, I'm Richard Reeve, and you can bank on this.
Now, speaking of banking, we've been informing you that the opportunity is now here to pay your utility bills online. It's the city's latest update to the system. Just head on over to the city's website, savannahga.gov/utilitypay. You'll need your account number and your barcode number from your latest bill. You can pay with an e-check or a debit or credit card. Just remember, there is a $3.50 transaction fee when using a card. Take advantage of the online billing option to help avoid additional fees and service cutoff for unpaid and overdue bills, which did go into effect June 1st. Now, if you have any questions or concerns about your account, just contact our Utility Services Division, 651-6460. Turning to professional soccer in Daffin Park, with the city's new turf put in at Morris Field, the Savannah Sports Council was able to book an exhibition match between Statesboro's Tormenta FC and the Charleston Battery. As you can see, a great showing prior to the game for a kids clinic. A great opportunity for our area's youth to learn some of the finer points from the pros, especially from a team just up the road with a 25-year history.
Charleston Battery has been around 25 years, and this is their first time coming to Savannah to play a professional soccer match. So it's great for us to see them come down. We have a lot of people who go up there on an annual basis to see them play. They're a great franchise.
It's awesome. I've always dreamed of playing soccer in Savannah, you know, from my family. You know, they've traveled so much, so it's, you know, me growing up, so it's nice to be able to play, you know, in my hometown for them.
They want to play on the cleanest, safest surface for their players. Those players are professional players who are actually in the middle of their season right now.
It's come a long way since I played high school soccer here, so you know, the kids are lucky to have such a nice facility here now, and you know, I wish I had it growing up.
The Charleston Battery and Tormenta FC from Statesboro battled to a 1-1 tie in the exhibition game. We are just next door to Morris Field in Savannah's most historic athletic arena. It is, of course, Grayson Stadium, where the likes of Babe Ruth, Jackie Robinson, and many others competed in America's favorite pastime, baseball. But the historical significance of Grayson Stadium doesn't stop there.
In fact, Franklin Delano Roosevelt addressed the citizens of Savannah in that stadium during World War II. It was quite an event.
Robin Williams is a local history expert, serving as the chair of architecture history at SCAD, but also a resident of the Parkside neighborhood, which was developed alongside Daffin Park, home of Grayson Stadium, originally built in 1926. Just 13 years after the first pitch, a Category 2 hurricane decimated most of Municipal Stadium.
A portion of that original stadium survives along the right field line, where you see the yellow stuccoed arches and the plaques.
Ever since General William Grayson helped raise the funds to rebuild the stadium, baseball has been a constant.
Take me out to the ball game.
There really was not a whole lot to do back in the late 40s and 50s. You know, the war was just over, and people seem to enjoy getting out, you know, seeing the other people that live here and making old acquaintances again, and the ballpark seemed to be a great place for everybody to meet.
An annual Thanksgiving Day football game between Savannah High and Benedictine carried on until 1959. That same year, two Major League Baseball powerhouses made Savannah one of their stops.
The Dodgers and the Yankees used to stop every year, starting in the 50s, and play an exhibition game, and that's when they'd have 15,000 people here. And you got to meet the really great people there, the Mickey Mantles and the Roger Marises and the Pee Wee Reeses from the Dodgers and Gil McDougall, and just Great people. Jackie Robinson. I mean, golly, Moses, what a thrill.
The thrill continues to this day. Now the Savannah Bananas call historic Grayson Stadium home. The teams have changed over the years, but little else.
Other than the entrances where we did the plaza on the entrance and so forth, and the parking facilities and so forth. Other than that, it is as it was.
For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
More to come from Grayson Stadium. Team owner Jesse Cole will stop by. Plus, we'll head to the Howard Halls at the Civic Center. Inductions into the Greater Savannah Athletic Hall of Fame. That is next on City Sport.
To get that one-stop shop kind of feel that they can call in, create a work order for their service needs.
City of Savannah 311, this is Brittany speaking. How may I help you?
Our light's out, my trash was missed, there's a pothole in the street, the traffic light is not functioning properly. You know, those are the kind of calls that we address that are disseminated to our departments that address those sort of services. Thanks again for calling 311. You have a good day.
Welcome back to City Span, on location at historic Grayson Stadium, home of the Savannah Bananas. Now hold that thought, because the president of Potassium, or should I say the big dog of the Bananas, Jesse Cole, he'll be with us in just a bit to talk about these popular plantains and maybe mix in yet another slang for this story. But first, Savannah celebrated yet another class of the Greater Savannah Athletic Hall of Fame. The award ceremony honoring several past athletes, a current athlete, and 2 major contributors to the sport and community. Civic Center is the longtime home for this exhibit, where our city is very lucky to have such a place to visit up on the 2nd floor of the balcony hallway. Many cities have just online halls of fame where they don't even have them. This is an honor for the athletes and a learning experience for sports-minded folks.
You know, it's just so unbelievable that we in Savannah have a physical, Hall of Fame down here at the Civic Center where people can come year-round and walk through and read about all the amazing accomplishments of all the athletes, over the generations here in Savannah.
Playing for Savannah High and Coach Harold Scott, what a great coach he was. We went to my sophomore year, we went to the finals in the state. Lost 52-51. My junior year, we had a chance. We won the state.
There are other towns across America that have athletic Hall of Fames, but not many of them actually have a physical shrine where folks get their plaques and their portraits up on a wall that are literally immortalized forever and ever.
Joining Ewaldson on the class of 2017 are a couple of Jenkins High School graduates. Jack O'Neill, his son Jack Jr. representing the deceased quarterback, and swimmer Missy Willoughby. This year's Calhoun Award winner, Sarah Stewart from St. Vincent's Academy, and citation honorees, Carl Carter from Savannah Christian and former Beach High football coach Charlie Smith. And let's not forget Ben Wesley. He was a Tompkins High School star running back. Of course, you can check out all the plaques at the Savannah Civic Center. Savannah celebrated Earth Day not long ago at Forsyth Park, and one of the nice additions this year, a tiny house owned by David Kersey and his wife Sonia. David is a City of Savannah employee and learned some fine skills to help decorate his new home in classes through the city's Cultural Affairs Department. That's right, the city offers all kinds of classes. David and Sonia took advantage of the art of stained glass. Just one of many classes that are offered, and you don't have to be a City of Savannah employee to take advantage of these opportunities.
It's a great exposure to something you've never done before, and just a great way to learn something different.
I would suggest that everybody take some kind of class with the city to have different experiences. The city actually offers a lot more than just stained glass.
If you're interested, head on over to the City of Savannah's website, savannahga.gov, and search Cultural Affairs. You'll find tons of information for classes the city offers, or call 912-651-6783. And as we've promised for you, we're ready to go bananas right here. Jesse Cole, the owner of the Savannah Bananas. Thanks for coming by again, and I like the outfit once again.
Excited to be here at Grayson Stadium.
Let's start with, let's look back real quickly. Last year, was it what you imagined or even more than you ever imagined, the excitement surrounding your baseball team?
It was a dream come true last season. I mean, to go into the season with all the excitement, sell out the first 8 of the first 9 games, and then all of a sudden the team win the championship. I mean, we could never imagine that, breaking the CPL attendance record of over 16 years. I mean, really, really special. So we're excited for this year. Obviously, a lot of responsibility and accountability on us to deliver even a better experience, but we're ready.
Fans first entertainment, and that's what we saw here in Savannah and what we saw here at this historic ballpark. And you found a way to kind of help this old puppy along, this old ballpark, but you really blended it in to what you have to offer. Talk about the work that you put into that to make sure that we keep the stadium as it is, but yet we bring in this fans first entertainment into it.
I'll never forget the first time I came to this ballpark in 2014. It was a beautiful night. It was about 80 degrees on a Saturday, and the former team was playing here. There was only like 500 people in the ballpark. And I was looking around like, this ballpark is epic. The history, you can just feel it coming out of the bricks here at the stadium. I was like, we need to make this special. So we've been on this mission for years, even before we got the keys to the stadium, is how to come in here and make it something epic and deliver back to the fans. So, you know, fans first entertainment, that's the name of our business. You know, literally our mission is fans first, entertain always. So that's what we look to do everything. And it's a show nonstop at the ballpark. So using this great stadium has been a no-brainer, and we can't wait to use it even more throughout the year.
Well, the next question's easy then. How do you top what you did last year? I mean, the pressure's on.
Well, you know, I'm telling everyone, we got some tricks under our bright yellow sleeves, all right? You know, the biggest thing we look at everything is if it's normal, do the exact opposite. That's how we look at everything. So literally, we're telling everyone, expect the unexpected this season, because we're going to do things people have never seen at a ballpark. And we're very fortunate to team up with SCAD. We brought a lot of performers. We brought dancers, singers. I mean, people that are unbelievably talented. They're going to be doing things there in a game that people have never seen at a baseball game. So that's how we're going to try to top it. And you can only hope that the players enjoy playing in front of 4,000 fans every single night, that'll help them win some games as well.
You put a lot of smiles on a lot of people's faces. The smile on your face every time I talk to you, I can tell this has got to be kind of life-changing for you, for the experience that you're able to supply to so many people.
Oh, 100%. You know, I remember when I first started in this job, 23 years old, with the Gastonia Grizzlies, the team we ended up buying, I was like, I can't believe this. I get to go to the ballpark every day. And then when I bought the team, I was like, really, whatever we want to do to have fun, we can do. And, you know, there's so much freedom in it. And I feel like in a lot of people in jobs, they have structure and they have to do things. We break the rules in a lot of things, and we really have that freedom, and I think that's what makes it fun. And I want people to be able to come out and say, wow, you know, this is unique. This isn't the way it's supposed to be. And how can you not be laughing when you're seeing things like banana nanas out there dancing, senior citizens, or you're throwing bananas in people's pants out here, or even we're doing promotions with diapers this year. I mean, how can you not laugh? Because I think people take themselves too seriously sometimes. We want to make that where it's an escape to come out to the ballpark, and really they can just let loose.
Well, I want to thank you for coming by for sure. I appreciate your time here.
Thank you.
And good luck with the bananas. Hey, you can go to their website, thesavannahbananas.com, and check them out if you want to get tickets. They're few and far between, but there are chances to get to the ballpark here. That is going to do it for City Span. Now, we hope you were just a bit educated and, of course, entertained with Jesse here. For all your City of Savannah news and information, keep it tuned to SGTV. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just follow City of Savannah. So thank you for watching, and thanks for making Savannah your home.